Good morning. So, good morning. Today's topic is nucleic acids. One of the nucleic acid is DNA. DNA is this topic is in fifth semester cell biology topic. So, in this topic, the structure and functions of DNA can be studied. In brief, the DNA is the occurrence of DNA is in the nucleus of all the living cells. This DNA is present both in prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. The number may vary. In the prokaryotic organisms like bacteria, this DNA is present in a special area, a particular area called nucleoid, because in the prokaryotic cell, the nuclear membrane is absent, so there is no true nucleus here. In prokaryotes, the DNA is present circular single circular DNA is present in in the cytoplasm called nucleoid. In eukaryotes, the DNA is present in the nucleus. It is genetic material. Um, uh, in the nucleic acids, there is one more type. There is RNA, ribonucleic acid. It is not at all genetic material, but in case of viruses, it is genetic material only in viruses, except viruses. The DNA, RNA is not at all genetic material. It helps in the protein synthesis only. So, in every individual organism, DNA is unique. So, the number and structure and morphology is specific in a particular organisms. It depends upon the organism, the number of DNAs and the structure and the functions. So every individual organism has unique DNA like a fingerprint. So coming to the structure of DNA, here the DNA chemically it is composed of this chemical composition of DNA shows three important chemical compounds. Phosphorus, it is in the form of phosphate, deoxyribose sugar, which is the pentose sugar, and also nitrogen bases. This it is a molecule that encodes the genetic instructions. So this DNA molecule has the genetic information of a single individual in its structure. So most DNA molecules are double-stranded helices. So each molecule consists of in its structure two longitude two pi biopolymers. That is, it is the two strands which are called polynucleotide chains. They twine together. They coil together in the form of helical manner. They coil together to form a double helical structure. Each polynucleotide chain is formed by the polymerization of units called nucleotides. Each nucleotide is composed of phosphate, deoxyribose sugar, and nitrogen bases. So these nitrogen bases are adenine, guanine, thymine, and cytosine. So this DNA is well suited for biological information storage. So it contains all the information of an individual. So, again, this DNA is nothing but the deoxyribonucleic acid. The term DNA was given by Jacaris. So uh, it is in its structure. It has two polynucleotide chains which run anti-parallelly. One strand is in 5'3" direction, other strand is in 3'5" direction. They are anti-parallel. So each polynucleotide chain has uh, is formed by the polymerization of nucleotides. So these units, these nucleotides, they join together with the help of phosphodiester bonds. So the DNA is a double helical structure in eukaryote and but and prokaryote, but in virus it may be double stranded or single stranded and present as monopartite or multipartite. In eukaryotes, DNA is present in nucleus surrounded by nuclear membrane. In prokaryotes, DNA is present in nucleoid region of cytoplasm without nuclear membrane. In case of virus, the DNA is present in the core of virus and surrounded by a protein layer. And this virus is nothing but ribonucleoproteins. Here, the either DNA or RNA is present at the central core, surrounded by a protein core called capsid. This capsid is made up of protein molecules called proteinoids called capsomeres. So, in the virus, in most of the plant viruses, RNA is the genetic material, whereas in case of animals, in most of the animals, DNA is the genetic material in viruses, in animal viruses. It is hereditary material in humans and almost all other organisms. In a person, the DNA is in each cell of an individual, same DNA is present. So, in a person or in an organism, in each cell, the DNA is same. So, most DNA is located in the cell nucleus. So, but in some cell organelles like mitochondria and chloroplast also, there is DNA, single circular DNA, just as in prokaryotes. Such a DNA is called extranuclear DNA. It is present in mitochondria as well as in chloroplast. To explain the structure of DNA, Crick and Watson, they have studied this, to explain the structure of DNA. They gave a model called double helical model. So this double helical model structure was given by Crick and Watson, based on the studies from the X-ray crystallography techniques, and also the Pauling's hydrogen bond theory and Chagav's complementary rule. Based on these studies, uh, these two scientists, they gave one model to explain the stable structure of DNA. That is, DNA is in the form of double helix. In this structure, two polynuclear strands, they coil around each other in a helical manner to give stability to the structure. Each spiral strand composed of sugar phosphate backbone. So, when this DNA is stretched, it looks like a ladder. The two poles, they are backbones of this DNA, is made up of a sugar molecule and phosphate molecules, whereas uh, the step-like structures are made of nitrogen bases. So these nitrogen bases are connected by hydrogen bonds. So adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine are the nitrogen bases in this structure. So this is the actual nucleotide arrangement, the structure of nucleotide. One is the deoxyribose sugar, which is pentose sugar. On one side, it is connected to the phosphate. On the other side, it is connected with the nitrogen bases. This is a deoxyribose sugar present in the DNA, whereas in case of RNA, it is ribose sugar. This is the chemical structure which represents the pentose sugar present in the DNA as well as in RNA. So the nitrogen bases which are present in the DNA structure are classified into two groups, purines and pyrimidines. Pyramids are made up of single ring, six-member ring structures. They are thymine and cytosine, whereas purines are made up of six-member ring and that is fused with a five-member ring. These purines are adenine and guanine. This is the structure of purines like adenine and guanine, which has two ring-like structures. One is six-membered ring, other one is five-membered ring. Uh, they are adenine and guanine. There are three types of pyrimids. In case of DNA, two are present: cytosine and thymine and cytosine. In case of RNA, Instead of thymine, uracil is present, which is pyrimidine. So that means in RNA, thymine is absent. In, uh, in RNA, instead of thymine, uracil is present. So in RNA, adenine, guanine, thymine, uracil and cytosine are present, but not thymine. So this is the model given by Watson and Crick. So this structure, it consists of two helical polynucleated chains which coil around in the form of a helix. These two polynuclear chains coil around same axis to form right-handed double helix. In the helix, two chains or strands are anti-parallel. They have opposite polarity. One is running in 5-3 direction, other one is running in 3-5 direction. The backbone, the backbone of the two strands is which consists of alternate sugar phosphate residues are on the outside of the double helix facing the surroundings. The purines and pyrimidine bases of each strand face inwards towards each other. So there is complementarity in base pairing. Uh, Here, always the purine binds with the pyrimidine. So, and there is specific binding between the purines and pyrimidines. So, there is no bond between two purines or two pyrimidines. So, always bonding occurs between one purine nitrogen base and the other pyrimidine nitrogen base. And also, there is specific binding between those particular purines and pyrimidines. Adenine always pairs with the thymine. Guanine always pairs with the cytosine. In between adenine and guanine, there are two hydrogen bonds. In between uh, thymine and cytosine, so in between adenine and thymine, there are two bonds. In between guanine and cytosine, there are three hydrogen bonds. These bases are stacked perpendicular to the long axis of the double helix. So one turn of DNA shows 10 nucleotides. So one single turn of DNA in a double helical DNA, one single turn shows 10 nucleotides, which is about 34 angstroms length. So in between the successive nucleotides, the distance is 3.4 angstroms, and the width of the coil is 20 angstroms in diameter. So there are 10 base pairs in a single turn, and also this DNA shows minor groove and major groove when it coils spirally. The helix has two external grooves. The narrower groove is called minor groove, while the wide groove is called major groove. This major groove is the site for DNA binding proteins. The minor grooves often are the sites for binding small molecules. So this is the specificity of base pairing. The pairs of bases are always between a purine and pyrimidine. Specifically, the pairs adenine always pairs with thymine and guanine always pairs with cytosine, which are the base pairs formed by Chargaff. There is hydrogen bonding between the bases, two hydrogen bonds between adenine and thymine, three hydrogen bonds between guanine and cytosine. This pairing is complementary base pairing. The two chains do not have the same base composition, so but two chains are complementary to each other. Such chains are called complementary chains. So this is the structure which represents uh, the backbone of the backbone of the DNA, which is made up of sugar and phosphate, and in the central position there is base pairing between adenine and thymine, two hydrogen bonds between guanine and cytosine, three hydrogen bonds are present. They are anti-parallel. This is another diagram which shows double-stranded DNA with hydrogen bonding. There are depending upon the coiling, the difference in the coiling of DNA. There are aDNA, bDNA, zDNA. So aDNA is one of the many possible double helical structures of DNA. It is left-handed helical DNA. That is, in aDNA, left-handed coiling is seen. So it is shorter, more compact helical structure. It occurs only in dehydrated samples of DNA, such as those used in crystallographical experiments. So it is most active along with other forms. So it is active. Left-handed coiling shows left-handed coiling. It is shorter, more compact structure. So the ddNA is the one which was given by Watson and Crick. It is most common DNA. This is it shows so favored conformation at high water concentrations. So this is the model which was given by Watson and Crick. First identified in fiber at 92% relative humidity. This it is narrower, more elongated helix than A. It has wide major groove, easily accessible to proteins for bonding, and narrow minor groove. It has wide major groove and for proteins to bind, and also narrow minor groove. Base pair nearly perpendicular to helix axis, one spiral in 34 angstroms or 3.4 nanometers. The distance between successive nucleotides is about 3.4 angstroms. So the curvature is 36 degrees. Uh, the coiling bends at 36 degrees angle. The width of the one turn is about 20 angstroms. So the DNA is one of the many possible double helical structures of DNA. It has left-handed coiling. It is most active double helical structure given proper sequence and super helical tension, but function remains obscure. It is not known. So coming to the functions of DNA, the main function of the DNA is it's it is a part of chromosome, just as so in the nucleus there are chromosomes. In the chromosomes, the DNA is present. This DNA is double-stranded, helical, double-stranded, and that is having two strands which are coiled helically. This DNA is a part of chromosome. These chromosomes are hereditary in function. So they carry out the genetic information from one organism to another organism. So in that way, DNA is the genetic material and helpful in the transfer of characters from one generation to another generation. The second thing is it shows replication by semi-conservative method. So it shows two types of functions, autocatalysis and heterocatalysis. So in autocatalysis, DNA replicates and produces two daughter DNA by semi-conservative method. This in this semi-conservative method, the two strands which are separated uh, temporarily, they can be called as template DNA. Each strand can be called as template DNA. That template DNA has the genetic information or sequence which can be the strand which is from the parent. It can synthesize the complementary strand from the free nucleotides present in the nucleus. So by that, uh, two daughter DNA are formed by autocatalytic method. First, two strands will be separated, and each one acts as a template. Based on the nitrogen-based sequence present in the template DNA, new nitrogen bases are added together to form added by phosphodiester bonds to form a new strand, and in between the nitrogen bases, hydrogen bonds are formed to form into double-stranded helical DNA. So from each parent DNA, two daughter DNAs are formed by autocatalytic process. Uh, it is the two daughter DNAs which are formed by autocatalytic process. They show one strand from the parent, other one is newly synthesized. That is, half of the parental strands are preserved in the next generation. So this is called semi-conservative replication. So that is one function. Another one is heterocatalysis. This DNA has the genetic information which can be coded into mRNA, and the codes present on the mRNA are translated in the protein synthesis to form into polypeptide chain. So this is nothing. This is called central dogma of biology, where from the DNA, mRNA is synthesized in the nucleus. The process is called transcription. After mRNA is that is the genetic information present on the DNA is transformed into mRNA. That mRNA is transferred from the nucleus into the cytoplasm, where with the help of ribosomes, so tRNA, this mRNA, the triplet codes present in the mRNA, they are translated by the specific amino acids which join together by peptide bonds to form into polypeptide chains, nothing but proteins. So DNA replicates and produces similar type of DNA molecules. The process is called autocatalysis. In the second function, from the DNA, new molecules are synthesized. That process is called heterocatalysis. So these two, in the second function, proteins are synthesized. So these two are the important functions of DNA. So main function of this DNA is transfer of characters from one organism to another organism by means of vehicles of heredity or chromosomes. This is about the DNA, which is a genetic material in all the living organisms and help and useful in the transfer of characters from one organism to another organism. So one generation to another generation. Thank you.